Yo, I think we're live.
Hey,
What's up, man? Latino Free
yeah,
Minds, episode 104. Back at it again. How you doing, man?
good. Heck,
Cool. How's it's pretty dark back there.
Yeah, it's you know, Gavin or Newsom turning off the lights on me.
Oh man, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, I don't know where I was just setting up, and then the light,
Oh
which is
damn.
pretty crazy. And, and,
Mm.
and this is not even what do they call it? Well, brownout when it's too hot.
Or just all the Mexican families get their powers turned off.
Yeah, but you can kind of see the problem with everything being electric is that
Yeah,
the grid can't even handle regular stuff, regular everyday things, and then we
yeah.
want to put everything on the grid, electric cars, electric everything. We gotta charge up our battery to mow the lawn. That's what they wanted us to do.
Dude, I know the roofers, they use the blowers, right? Gas powered blowers to clean off the roofs, and they can't buy those no more. So they have to use, the battery kind. And they hate it because the battery dies pretty damn quick, and it's just like, you know, it's sucks for them, but that's the policy, right? I think a while ago we talked about how they got policies that, they're in a sense, well, the way they present it, we're being helpful and environmental and all this shit, but like it just affects the people that use them the most.
Hmm.
And it's like, man, that makes no sense. So
Excuse
yeah, man. So
me. Hey,
how's there? What's up?
oh no, I was gonna say, did you hear about Trump signing some sort of executive? Excuse me,
Whoa, whoa.
executive order eliminating regulations for smog and stuff like that.
No, I didn't see that one. Was that from today?
Someone told me about it yesterday.
Mm. No, I don't remember.
Can
I
you
don't
look
remember
it up real
seeing it.
quick, see if it's legit?
Oh, okay. You said executive order on smog regulation?
Yeah, smog regulations, stuff like that. I think the big thing that they're trying to do is, for the state of California, they have different regulations for smog.
Hmm.
So the uh, equipment in the vehicles basically delays the development or, them being able to roll out those vehicles out to consumers right away.
Hmm.
And it's like a delayed process. So I think
Mm.
that's going to streamline, vehicles coming out of the assembly line, kind of like, each state can be really close to each regulations, so it won't cause like a bottleneck trying to get the cars out to the consumers.
Oh, okay. Let me do. It says Trump EPA aim to remove finding that mandates action on greenhouse. No, it's greenhouse gas. Um, no, the only other thing I'm seeing is uh no, I'm not seeing anything for that. The only thing what's coming up is how, how he said for every regulation that they add, they got a slash 10 or something like that.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about? Did I ever tell you uh, that with my prior employer, one of the directors was like a major jerk, right?
Hmm.
But one of the best things that he ever told me was that uh, as a manager, you're trying to come up with processes, you know, to improve things, right?
Hmm.
But if you get carried away, you start creating new steps for a bunch of things, right? So essentially, you just create a big long um, list of things that need to be done before you can actually do something. So check this out. He goes in a meeting. He told all of the regional managers. He goes, for every new rule that you create, you have to eliminate 10
Mm.
that already exist. So basically, the one that you're creating streamline, a bunch of different processes. So when
Mm.
I heard that yesterday, exactly what you're talking about, I was like, "Damn, that's great." Uh, but that's how business thinks, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, no. I
It's like
think
you just don't don't stack one, process on top of another, on top of another, on top of another.
mhm.
It's like then you'll have like a paralysis by analysis. Like you'll have too much to process and do that you don't get anything done.
Yeah. No, that's like what do you call it? Like I wish OSHA had that thought process. They just add regulation after regulation and it's like, damn, like, you know, get rid of some, loosen some up. It's just like it just gets, stricter and stricter and it just makes it harder on, you know, I get,
Yeah,
we want to keep people safe and all that, but it does some of them do make things a little harder than they have to be.
I would say
But
a lot harder, but
yeah. But, that's just how that's how they operate, I guess.
well, they issue fines if you violate them. So you create another money making policy.
Mhm.
You're gonna want to create more and more.
Yeah, that's true. That is true, and it's reg the overregulation, especially like when they go out to enforce it. That's the easiest way for them to make money because again, if you're making it harder for the person that's doing the work, more than likely that person's going to try to take shortcuts and avoid all that. So you know, get their money that way. But
Yeah,
yeah, man. Overall, how you been? How's everything been?
it's been good. You know, you did I lose you?
Your screen went
You
dark, but
there?
I can hear you right now. Can you hear me?
Oh, you froze up,
Oh, okay. No, I
or
can see
maybe
that.
I'm frozen.
I could see that your screen went dark, but I could still hear you. But
Oh, are we back?
can you hear me? Technical difficulties, but no, I don't know if you can hear me, but
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Um, Anywho, yeah, it's I've been off the podcast for what a couple months, not a couple months, um, and like a month and a half, and it's the guys filled in Christian, Danny, and Gio. They did a good job. By the way, Christian and Gio have another podcast they're working on.
Okay, I can't
So
hear you, but you can hear me.
yeah, yeah.
Goodness.
So can you hear me now or still nothing? Ah, that's funny. So yeah, Christian and Gio are working on the Don't Mind Us podcast. That one's gonna be on Patreon. So if you guys want to support that one, it's patreon.com/DMU podcast. It's $1 a month, and it's basically, um, you know, I guess a version of LFM without any no holds barred, if you will. So if you're interested in supporting us that way, it helps out not just that show but this show. Go ahead and you know, become a member. We're going to try to do some cool things over there. some exclusive stuff over there. We'll see what kind of guests we can get there. It's going to be a wide ranging podcast, and we hope to just continue to grow. So again, $1 a month for the first 25 members, and then after that, it's $3 a month. And yeah, it's pretty cheap. If you go to Starbucks, you know, for the most part, they probably don't like you. So we think you're cool. So if you can give us $1 a month or $3 a month, we'd appreciate that. But yeah, so the guys filled in while I was out. Right now, Danny's having some technical issues. I think Gavin Newsom took his power out. Hold on, real quick. Can you? Yeah, can you hear me? Okay, hold on. I'll drop you in right now. Okay, Newsom messing with the pot. Uh, uh, Damn guy. Oh, don't even talk to me about that. I want to say I think he has one. I think that's the first one. I don't know if that's the first one or if that's the first one where he had somebody that
Like a guest.
yeah, that he disagrees with. I think he's trying to seem moderate, if you ask me.
Yeah, yeah. What did I
So
tell you though? Remember what I told you guys?
yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, he's just trying to play a role.
Yeah, they went too far left, so they have to get closer to the center.
But I think he's doing that, but I don't know what you've seen, and it's kind of like what do you call it? I don't know what you've seen, but I feel like a lot of Democrats are still a little bit like I don't know. You see some ridiculous stuff like um you're not on social media that much, so you didn't see like the they're doing like trying to do TikTok reels, but that's like
Hmm.
you know it's dumb. They're for lack of a better word, some of them are acting pretty ghetto. I don't know if
Oh,
they're
okay.
trying to appeal to people. I mean, I don't know. Um, Trump had the joint address to the Congress,
Hmm.
and you watch it. Did you watch that one?
I watched parts of it. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean they were in there. They weren't. They had like little fucking like little paddles. Like
paddles with the signs. Yeah, I
yeah,
saw
and it's like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean?
like
Just
little
they had
kids.
whiteboards so they can write, a different message. It's like just I mean, I don't know, maybe I missed it, but I didn't see any of the Republicans doing that when Biden was giving his, State of the Unions or any joint address. I don't know, maybe I missed it, but I don't remember seeing any little paddle signs and stuff like that. And then the guy that's like standing up and trying to make a scene with his
Mhm.
cane, and it's like I d- I think as a whole, I don't think all of them are. I don't think all of them are getting the memo, and I think, what Newsom's doing is, I think, and this is, I don't know what you think, but I think that he is using his podcast and he's trying to get people on there just to appear as a moderate, so that I think he's setting himself up for 2028, and I think he's just using the opportunity to kind of make himself look normal. And you know, I don't know, dude. Like we're in here in California, and it's like, uh, you can, he's talking to a big, right wing um personality or whatever you want to call it, but it's like, he doesn't live here. Um, The policies of Newsom don't affect him. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just don't buy him like trying to have a sincere conversation to have it. I think it's more just a posturing type of thing. I don't know. I don't know what you think, but like I don't buy it. I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, I think he's setting up for 2028, and he is trying to seem more moderate than what he is. Uh, you, is it true that he came out with that policy for schools where kids have to put their phones away as they walk into or their class or something like that?
I don't think so. I know certain. I heard that certain school districts have that, but I don't know if it's up to the school district or like city council to do that. Um,
Hmm.
but as far as the state level, I don't know. I can look it up. I don't think I've heard anything like that.
No, I heard that. I don't know if it's true, but let's see what you find. But I guess the point that I'm trying to make is, yeah, he is trying to move closer to this because not all of them. Some of these people actually do have TDS, you know,
Mhm. Oh yeah,
and we witnessed this, and they're acting like little kids. And to answer your question, no, the conservatives did not do that. When Biden addressed the state of the union,
yeah,
because you know what, if they would have done that, it would have been plastered all over the news.
hmm yeah. It would have. It would have.
It
And
would have for sure.
I just don't. Well, there's a double standard, right? Especially with the news and all that. But
Well, they're the
what?
ones that allow everything. They're the ones that's supposed to hold both sides accountable, but it's already been established. They're bought and paid for by the left. Straight up.
Yeah. So it says California Governor Gavin Newsom signed the Phone Free School Act in September 2024, which requires school districts to limit or ban smartphones in schools by July 2026. So, I,
2026.
yeah, 2026. So a year, 3 months from now,
Mm-hmm.
it should be in full effect. I know I seen that different counties already have that in effect.
Enforcing
Some
it.
do, some don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, but okay. So how much have we heard? Well, since I'm not in the social media thing, um, about these drag reading hours in like school. Has that has that been left alone now, or are they still pushing? What's the deal?
Mm, I haven't I haven't seen anything. It that stuff kind of for now it's not in the spotlight.
But and that's what I'm referring to. See
Mhm.
what I'm saying is that
Mhm.
they're not pushing it because they know that it's not working. That's not what the people want. Teachers or school districts to be teaching,
Mhm.
so they pulled away from it.
Yeah.
Um, are these transgender um things have died off too? Are people still pushing
Mm,
it as much as they used to be?
not as much. I know that I want to say god, either the Senate or I think it was the Senate. Yeah, I think the Senate, they just passed something about um no, did they pass it? They didn't pass it. It was for protecting women in sports. There was something like
Oh yeah, I did hear
a
about
couple
that.
days ago, um, where basically something that would have protected women. Uh,
Like real protection, like for the real woman,
yeah,
correct?
yeah, yes,
Okay,
biological women.
yeah.
Let's see. Uh, let's see. Yeah, it was a women's sports bill. Yeah, to protect women's
Yeah.
sports. Um, so I know
But
in that aspect that's been highlighted as far as like trying to get that sorted out and not have, biological men in women's sports. Um, I know Trump did the what do you call it? The executive order on that. So I think they're some schools aren't following it. So
Mhm.
I think that whole battle's going on right now, and I think they try to make it so the Senate passes it to become a law, and I guess it didn't pass.
Yeah, but the point is that the process is still going, right, and there's not that much about it. Many
Yeah,
people,
I
protesting against it because I guess it's not as relevant as it used to be a year ago, right?
right.
Um, and same thing with the whole drag reading hour or dragging school and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So that's a form of them, pulling back and trying to get back to this. So I'll
Yeah.
give you another example. Stephen A.
Hmm.
Every time that he speaks, he says that he's not a Trump fan, he's not a Republican or whatever, he's a Democrat.
Hmm.
But if you hear his talking points, he he's in the center. He's like center left, right?
Hmm.
And yes, you go onto the View, and they're gonna just have TBS. And they're gonna be super progressive or you know far left,
Hmm.
and check. I don't know how to you pronounce it. Juncker, check Juncker or whatever.
Jank
He's
or
a
whatever.
huh?
Jank, I think. I think
Yeah,
that's how you say it.
and another one. Publicly going out there uh, and voicing opinion and stuff like that. And so people that Lindy Luch, she left. She was a major donor for uh, the Democratic Party, and it, everybody's figured out that this progressive far left thing
Hmm.
is not going to fly.
Yeah. No, and I think too. Um, Kind of what I was saying. Like their behavior right now is like they don't get it. You know what I mean? Because like I think I want to say CNN did a poll after Trump's um, address there, and
Hmm.
I believe 68% of the people thought it was a good uh a good speech, or what Trump was saying,
Hmm.
they agreed with. So, you're talking about a CNN poll. So 68% of that. And then I forget what other, it might have been MSNBC that did an approval poll for likely voters, and the Democrats' approval rating was 21%.
Mm.
So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like their behavior is like I don't like. Yeah, there's some that are trying to like kind of, what do you call it? Kind of like distance themselves from all that,
Or adjust or
adjust a little.
calibrate or whatever we want to.
But
You
the majority, as the group, you know what I mean? As if you wanted the Congress and Senate,
Mm.
they're the people that are actually in government representing, you know, that party and those voters. It's not looking good. You know what I mean?
No, but that just validates everything that we've been talking about
Mhm.
because that means that it's the fringe left leading the party.
Mhm.
So it's not the majority. Everybody's like, "What are you guys doing?
Mhm.
You've gone too far. We
Mhm.
don't recognize this party anymore."
Yeah. No. Yeah. And I think that's why it's like 21% of, from a liberal poll asking likely voters what their approval rating is of
Mm.
Democrats, 21%. Like that's exactly what you said, right? It's like, you know, I don't
Yeah.
agree with anything you guys are doing, but I don't see them. I kind of feel like I'm back to like, remember when we started the podcast, and we would ask, so what's their plan? And we would say,
Hmm.
we don't know what the fuck their plan is. Like I kind of feel the same way. Like they don't have a plan. Like I don't. I think they asked Tim Walz the other day. It's like who's the leader of the Democratic Party, and
Mhm.
then like he didn't really he didn't
Have an
answer it, and
answer?
all he said was the voters. But it's
Mm.
like, well, okay, yeah, yeah, the voters. Any, for Trump, who's the leader? Well, it's the people that voted for him, and a lot of the stuff that he's doing, it's like, yeah, that's exactly what we voted
Well,
for.
they should have called him out on that question because if if you see the people are the leaders, then who is representing the
Hmm.
people would have been the question. Who who are the leaders that are representing the people right now?
Yeah,
That would have been the better question
yeah, and
on the left.
again, when you take a poll that gives you 21% approval rating, you're not representing people at all. So
Exactly.
that's just
Exactly.
crazy. You know, I mean, it's good in a sense for what we vote for and so on, but at the end of the day, it's like I don't know what their plan is. Um, doesn't seem like they really have one. I think Newsom has a plan. I think he's scheming and doing his thing. Um,
Hmm.
but again, I think people here from California, because a lot of people, a lot of big conservative accounts, mainstream conservatives and all that were sharing all the clips of him and Charlie Kirk, right? And you know, I know I don't think I don't think that's a good idea because it's Newsom in his controlled environment. You know what I mean? He controls the conversation. Um,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't trust it. I think maybe Charlie Kirk is going to go there, and he probably would. I didn't listen to it all really. I just saw a clip here or there, but did he probably have some valid points? It's like, yeah, but when Newsom kind of laughs about it, like like, "Oh, you got me there," and then he kinda tries to make himself seem normal. It's like, "Bro, no, like, he didn't just get you there." It's like, that's really you, but you're controlling the conversation. It's on your p
Yeah. But I
it's
think
it's not genuine.
it no, I think people are smart enough now is that what their game plan was is to gaslight people. And
Mhm,
we said that before. And what they would have to do in order for gaslighting to work is back off, let people forget that they were getting gaslighted and that they were doing that whole smear campaigns and stuff like that.
mhm,
They have to let people forget about all their little tactics and agendas when it comes to that, and come back and do it again when people have already forgotten in order for it to work. So I guess
mm,
what I'm saying is that he could try it, but it's not going to work. I saw a little clip of Charlie Clerk. Um, so Newsom was telling my son's a big fan, and he was asking when you were going to show blah 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 this and that,
mhm.
and that Newsom told him, well, you have to go to school. Uh,
Yeah, I think that's the
and
clip I
Charlie
saw.
Kirk came back. Did you see that clip
That's the one I
where
saw, yeah.
where he's like, well, you cancel school for 2 years. What would another day hurt?
Yeah. That's what I'm
And you
saying,
could see
like,
in in Newsom's face where he was like, I got nothing. I
you know
got
what I mean? But,
nothing
like,
for
yeah,
that.
but he laughs about it like, "Aha, got me," and then just moves on to the next thing. It's like, "Nah, dude, you
Eh,
you did that." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but
I
that's the thing, that he could be Slick Willie as much as he wants, but he's gonna get exposed no matter what.
yeah, no, that's, yeah, that's probably true, yeah. But
Dude, and can you imagine? Okay, so there's people that comment on those type of interviews and stuff like that. So there's podcasters to commentary that they're doing commentary on podcast.
mhm.
Can you imagine how much material they're gonna do on Gavin Newsom? Like someone could probably make a living
Mhm.
doing a podcast commentating on his podcast, and then it's like, let's fact check that.
Shit.
I'm dead
Next
serious, you
next
know?
week we'll start a new show. Ah, shit. No, you're right, man. You're right. I don't know. I
He
just
can't he dude, this is what I realized, um, since Trump came and me started getting really popular and stuff like that,
Mhm.
is that conservatives are way funnier than freaking, liberals.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's because, those
Mhm.
memes are just on a different level, and
Yeah.
and liberals just come off as trying way too hard, and it's
Well,
not funny at all whatsoever.
that's
Like,
what
the
I'm saying. Like,
probably huh?
that's what I say. Like the TikTok they released earlier. I don't know if it was yesterday or today, where when you play Street Fighter, when you're selecting a character,
Yeah.
and when you scroll to the different characters as it's changing, the characters like bouncing, like they're ready like to fight,
Oh,
like in
yeah, ready to go? Fight.
okay. So it's like different women Democrats, right? So the camera switches to them and they're in their stupid little, fight pose, bouncing around like they're fighters in a game.
Mhm.
And it's like choose your fighter. And it's like it's so lame because first of all, they should have at least like looked up a legit fighting stance, like fucking put your hands up. Right? So lady had her hands like way down here and shit. Yeah, like this.
Yeah,
She can knock the fuck out. But
yeah.
like they try hard, like you said, and they can't. They try too hard and they just make
It's
themselves look foolish.
it's 'cause they're phony, they're fake, it's a facade, you know?
I'll send it to you after so you can see it. But it's just like who said this was a good idea? Like who recorded it, watched it, and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna post
Uh, it's like it's like this
it."
Newsom thing, I'm telling you. You know, conservatives are smart, they'll come up a show, just
Mhm.
commenting on issues, and they're gonna just rip them to shreds.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should
Yeah,
have a little segment then. A little segment on LFM. Fact check Newsom or something.
yeah.
So I don't know. I
Oh,
just
he's gonna give so many people so much material, it's not even funny.
no, I think you're right. You're right. Um
But,
mhm,
hey, so with all this, Doge stuff, wh what do you think? Like, has it hit you like it's hit me that okay, I'm gonna be 47,
mhm,
and since I was 18 years old or younger, uh, I've been feeling like I've been getting ripped off by
mhm,
getting taxed.
mhm,
And then people try to convince me, "Oh, no, we need to get taxed in order for the government to run, for our roads to be kept up and stuff like
mhm,
that." And and it pisses me off because I don't even wanna do the math, but since I was that age, young
mhm.
adult,
Yeah. I had the
my
same thought.
natural instinct was telling me I'm getting ripped off.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I had
And
that.
all that money that they're discovering that's just being freaking wasted, laundered, misused.
Trump listed
Infuriating to me, man.
Trump listed a lot of those things like in his speech at the beginning. He was like,
Mhm.
these are the things that we found. And it was a long list of just ridiculous bullshit. And I'm telling you, I had the same thought. I thought like, damn, I've basically been working since I was 18. I'm 38, so it's 20 years. Paid taxes for 20 years. And every year you
They're
make
talking
more,
about
right?
giving us
Because
back $5,000.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
I
do the math, and I want my money back.
I know, right? I think it should be more than $5,000, but you know, because I like I was saying, it's like it's been 20 years. Every year, you know, you make more, they take more. So it's
Exactly.
like, you know, dude, like I don't even want to do my taxes this year, if I'm being honest. I'll probably wait till April 15th. I'm not in a rush to, you know, they don't
But
I hardly ever get money back. So probably never. I usually have to pay more, which is even more fucking infuriating when you
hmm
hear all that other stuff. So I don't know, man. I think that we should get our money back. Um, a good portion of it, because yeah, we just our own government's been robbing us, you know? And the there's so many levels of things that can piss you off about it, because hey, you start, like you said, you start thinking about how much you've worked, how much they taxed you. Um, and then you hear all the waste, right? You probably end up paying even still after you do your taxes. Tax code makes no sense. And then another level of this that makes you pissed off is when you see all these Democrats, you know, getting pissed off that all this bullshit's getting cut. Like, it kind of goes back to what you were saying about, like, who's representing the people, like, in that party. You know what I mean? Like,
this you can apply to both parties.
well,
It's not
yeah, yeah. And
it and this is actually a good point because we could say, okay, yeah, we align with conservative values more, right?
mhm,
And we identify as Republicans, but we know both sides are full of shit.
yeah. And
And
that was
until recently,
yeah.
that you know, since Trump came in, the Republicans have been well, the Republican Party has looked more conservative than it's looked before. But anyways, it's they're both screwing us. They're both
Yeah.
robbing us. Is the
No,
point
no,
that I'm
and
trying to make.
you're right, you're right. And I did that was one of the thoughts I had too, kind of at the beginning, right? It's like, all this shit has been going on, and there's a lot of Republicans that are in there today that have been there for years. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Decades, yeah.
where the fuck have you been? You know what I mean? Like, why weren't you guys yelling about this year after year? Like, I don't know, every day, every time you got on a mic, like, did you know we sent 20 million to Iraq for Sesame Street? Like, just
Yeah, I heard that
repeat it.
stupid
Why
ass
weren't
thing.
you just fucking every time you got on something, like, hey, we just send this billion to India to fucking strengthen their elections. Like, what the fuck? And that's what, like, that was another thing that pissed me off. It's like a lot of these people been in there for a long ass time, and what, they didn't know, or you know what I mean? Like, or
They know.
they just kept it
They
quiet. So yeah, it's on
they
both
know.
sides.
Yeah. So I mean I don't know what's gonna happen. What's gonna come of all of this? Uh, but something has to get done. Something has to get done.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I think one of the main things should be giving people their money back, you know? And this isn't, and to be clear, it's like this isn't a stimulus thing. You know what I mean? This isn't money
Yeah.
going, it's no universal basic income bullshit. This is people that paid taxes for a long time just to get robbed, or cheated from their own government. We should get our
But
money back. Not a
can I
taxpayer.
ask you something?
Not everybody. If you pay tax, you get your money back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think people think about this for real though, or is it something that it's so ingrained? They're so brainwashed not to even think about it, not even when it's being shown to you in your face.
No, I think it's that. I think it's that because honestly, man, the only person that I've really heard even talking about this, like in this kind of level, is Frisella. Everybody else, I mean, you don't really hear anything about taxes and people. People don't. I don't know. Like you said, it's in their face, but it's like, do they believe it? You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
is it such like you said at the beginning, right? People tell you, oh, well, you got to pay taxes for the road. You got to do this and that. It helps in here, 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 and it's like, yeah, I think part of the problem is that it's like ingrained in them that it's okay to pay taxes, and a
Yeah.
crazy amount of taxes. So,
Hmm.
and nobody's really, again, nobody's making that push like hard to like, we got to end this. You know what I mean? I've heard some
Yeah.
stuff about like supposedly they want to abolish the IRS, but like that was like 4 weeks ago. You know what I mean? And like I haven't heard
Yeah.
anything else since then. And not that I'm saying that I want everything to be solved in a month, but you know, it's like nobody's talking about abolishing the IRS anymore or anything like that. So I don't know if
Yeah.
they even fired those, what was it, 15,000 people that they were supposedly going to fire. Like I haven't, I haven't heard. It's just, I guess so much goes on that you go from one thing to another and
Yeah. It gets forgotten.
it gets
It's
forgotten.
like
But
the
like,
news cycle just keeps going, and it just cycled out.
but for me, like on a personal level, like, no, I don't forget about the tax thing. It's like I'm like hoping to see something related to like the IRS getting abolished or us getting a full refund on our taxes every day. I hope to see that story, and I just don't see it. And I'm telling you, man, like I listen to different people, and honestly, there's only one person that I've even heard talking about, you know, saying fuck taxes. All they do is extort us in a free country. So,
Yeah.
which is true.
Look, and this is the crazy thing. And then people go, "Why do you support Trump, dude?" So, like you said, nobody talks about it, right?
Hmm.
Um, but the one person that did bring it up happens to be Trump, and people wonder, why are you a Trump supporter? Because he actually has the courage to go against the grain. We just talked about this has been going on because two parties allowed this to happen.
Hmm.
That Republican and Democratic parties allowed this to happen, allowed for us to get robbed.
Hmm.
But why is it that it's him at the presidential level that has the kahunas to talk about it and say the truth? And everybody from there down, all the way down to the civilian level, everyday person,
Hmm.
don't even talk about it.
Yeah. Well,
That's insane to me.
yeah. I mean, a lot of the where's my representatives in government. I mean, they get kickbacks, right? That's why you get
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of.
I mean
That's why you get a
we're
lot of them
paying
that
them.
become multimillionaires in a
Hmm.
salary that wouldn't mathematically allow that.
Yeah, we're paying their salary, and then the money that they take from us to go to a certain place that never gets to that certain place, the
Hmm.
whatever reason that they said,
Hmm.
and then they here's a cherry on top. They like that we're they're supposed to represent us, and they're supposed to be doing what we want, right? We give them the
Hmm.
mandate, and they force it, they get it done. But who in the world told us that they were going to send money for condoms in another country, and that they were going to send money for a Sesame Street in another country?
I didn't know.
You know,
And that's the thing too. It's like those damn every time you hear about like, oh, the government's gonna shut down, they gotta pass this big ass fucking package to keep it open. And and you would see it. It would somebody would post a picture of a fucking stack of paper like this big and be like, oh, I gotta read this by tomorrow morning. And it's like bullshit, you're not reading that. You know what I mean?
hmm.
I don't care how big your team is, you're not
Yep,
you're not reading
exactly.
that. Um, and it's all in there. And then they just pass it to be like, okay, we didn't shut down the government. And it's like, You know, I don't know, like who? Oh God, I don't know, man. I
Hey,
think
but
you got to go to the people that are like who's adding that to the bill. You know what I mean? Like who is the representative that said we had to send 20 million to Mozambique for condoms? Like who's that person? Why'd you put this in here?
yeah,
Like you know what I mean? Like I don't I don't know, man. But I think it has a lot to do
uh
with that. Them trying to pass those big ass we're not going to shut down government bills and just fucking
yeah, they hide it in there.
hide it. Yeah, they
But
throw it in there.
so I've seen clips of interviews where they're talking about this in different um, podcasts and different outlets, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of the people go, man, you guys are focusing on a small percentage of what USAID does,
Mhm.
and it's a very small portion. And I'm like, I don't care if it's 1%.
Yeah.
It's still millions of dollars, and I don't even care if it's
Billions.
not millions of dollars.
Mhm.
I don't want it to get misused or managed at any level.
Mhm.
I don't care if it's hundreds of dollars,
Yeah.
and they try to dismiss it. That's
Yeah.
the part that really gets me upset too.
And
It's
that's
like
what
they're undermining
mhm.
the importance of it.
Yeah. And that's where you know, it goes back to it's ingrained in them to
Yeah,
think that all the all the tax money that you get you know, gets taken out of your paycheck, you know, it's ingrained in people to think, "Oh, this is going to make my community better, you know, fix my roads. I'm paying for policemen, I'm paying for firemen, you know what I mean? I'm paying for this, and that." And it's like, it's just in there so that, like you said, right? Even if they think like, oh, it's only 1%, like you said, dude, like if you could have had an extra, let's say out of that 1%, you could have had an extra $100 to $200 every paycheck. Let's just say that. That's a fucking a lot. Who wouldn't want 100 or an extra $200 in their paycheck every paycheck? You know what I mean? And it's like potentially that's where that money's going. That little 1% that you think is insignificant. It's like, yeah, maybe on a big scale, it's like doesn't affect me, but it's like it does if you look at it where it comes from. It comes from you and your hard work. So I think,
but I'm gonna give you. Oh, the power came back on.
oh
Nice.
yeah. Newsom heard us talking shit and he's like, no, I
I
can't.
know. He's like, please do not listen to my podcast or comment on my podcast.
Do you want to
Hold
switch
on,
to
hold
the
on.
laptop?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch real quick.
All right then. Oh. but uh but yeah, man. It's just I think more people have to realize how all this waste affects them. All this money that they could have had and they don't. Um, you know, it might not seem like a lot to people because you know you hear, oh, you're 34 or whatever, $40 trillion in debt. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Hey,
it
but check this out.
belittles it.
Remember how we always used to talk about his debate and how his big comeback? He always talks about how much money he spent,
Hmm.
right? But we don't see any results, dude. It if you look at the big picture,
Hmm.
it all makes sense. It's like they're just spending and spending and spending. They don't give a damn that it's our hard earned money, and they think that just by spending money is the solution.
Hmm.
And it's like, no, we want freaking results. I want you to spend a freaking quarter of that amount, and I want to see the results.
Yeah, I think, man, I think we did. I want to say in our first 10 episodes, I want to say we did an episode about taxes. Um, I had to go back and listen to it, but I'm pretty sure that I said that you know I think people would be. Oh no, I said why can't we as taxpayers get like at the end of the year, like why can't I get like a, what do you call it, like an invoice or a purchase order or some kind of like confirmation, like a fucking packings list of where my tax money went.
Yeah. Not it.
You know what I mean? That way
I
at
want to
the end of
see.
the year, if I can see like, oh fuck, my I like from my part, like what I send $300 for condoms in Mozambique. Like what the fuck?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? What? I paid $600 in abortion? Like the hell? Dude. Yeah, here, I'll fix the thing right now. But I yeah, I wanna fucking, yeah. Why can't we audit them back? The people. Mhm,
I always try to take it back to talking about what's reasonable and what's unreasonable because usually if you establish if you're being reasonable or you
mhm,
know the other person is being reasonable or not being reasonable, the likelihood that you're gonna come to an understanding is greater, right?
mhm,
And that's my argument. I'm like, okay, you guys want to audit me with the money that I'm making. Um, let's just call it that. That could be reasonable, so I'm not, cheating the system. Okay,
mhm.
so let's do something else that's reasonable. Let's audit you and see what you're doing with my money. How about that?
That that doesn't sound crazy to me. I
You
don't
know,
I don't see why not.
that'd be a good question to ask Newsom in his podcast. Hey, is that not something that's a reasonable request?
I right? So, yeah, because we're paying, we do state taxes and all that. Oh, speaking of taxes and just kind of and Democrat behavior.
Hmm.
So when Trump was giving his speech, he announced right that they're working on no tax on tip, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security. And all the Republicans, got up and clapped for that, but the Democrats didn't, right? But it's like what I started wondering was like, wait, didn't Kamala promise that too?
Yeah.
So just because Trump did it, you're not clapping? Like if that would have been Kamala Harris saying that, they would have got up and clapped. Like I don't get it because they both ran on no tax on tip.
I'm
So
gonna I'm gonna give you an extreme point of view. Is that you keep that address the same, all the same words that they used and everything. You switch out the person and you put Kamala, the left side is standing up on everything that was said on the address. That's how that TDS works, man. Is that it's that identity politics. It's like if um if you're not on my team,
mhm,
I'm not gonna stand up. I'm not gonna cheer. And if it's my team, I don't care what comes out of their mouth. I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna cheer. That's the problem, and that's what they want people to do or not do is think
mhm.
and then just go, okay, the person in blue is saying it. Okay, yes, 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 and then the person on the opposite is like, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. No, because I mean, I get it. I mean, I've seen several State of the Union stuff like that, and yeah, the opposite party usually doesn't stand up. Um, but sometimes they will clap. If you
no,
say
but
something, if that's really like American, you might not stand up for it, but you clap for it. I've seen that, but
no,
it's
but
like,
I'll give you an example. It's like when he was talking about those guests that he had there.
yeah, yeah,
that little guy with the cancer.
Yeah,
Um, that you stand up for.
regardless.
Say that again.
You stand up for that regardless. Like that's something that party lines don't have to be involved in whether you stand up and give an applause to a, someone going through
Froze up.
something. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? But yeah, that behavior of them not clapping to, I get it. They don't like Trump. They don't need to clap at everything, but when you're talking about a child with cancer, and then basically having his dream come true, um they don't get up and clap. Like I don't know, just the optics of that. um it's just I don't know what the thought process is and all that, like I was saying earlier, the signs and all that. um let's see here. It's just I don't know what those people makes no sense, their actions.
There we go.
Okay, I can hear you now. No, I was saying, because you were saying about the kid, right?
Yeah,
I was saying, yeah, that's one of those things where regardless of your party line, you can stand up and clap for that kid.
yeah,
He wants to become a cop. They did something. Trump did something nice. Made him Secret Service. Like, you know, God bless that kid. He doesn't know. He it sounds like he's outlived what they told him he was going to live, which is awesome.
yeah.
And God
He,
willing, kid has a long, long life.
yeah,
But
and he's smart too. Did you hear him talk? Speak?
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a good. He seems like a real good kid. And it's
Man,
like,
he's a lot sharper and brighter and smarter than the people that were sitting on the
uh
left over there.
yeah. What did he say? He was like, I think they asked him, um, uh, he was like, yeah, I think he said something like the Democrats are being mean to Trump yesterday. And he's like, and if you're one of those, he's like, I'm gonna be on your bumper. It's like, yeah, get him. But but no, dude, like that's what I'm saying. Like their behavior, like as a whole, like I don't know, dude. They can't as a team kind of conjure up something that goes, all right, certain situations we gotta give the optics that we're not just, I don't know,
Mhm,
dude. That shit was bad optics
mhm.
for that. Like Laken Riley's mom. What's the other lady? Was it Jocelyn? I forget the last name. Sorry, but like her mom. Um, just different people that I was talking with Letty when we were watching it. It's like, damn, it'd be cool to be in that section, right? Because you're up there with some pretty cool people. But it's like, dude, if you're in that section, you've gone through some shit,
Mhm,
you know.
mhm.
And it's like, and I think regardless of who the president is, usually they do have people up there that have gone through some stuff, and they're trying to, you know, kind of honor them and all that.
Yeah,
So I
100%.
I I think that in a case like that, it's like just be respectful to those people. You don't like Trump, but American citizens that have gone through some unfortunate stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I don't see the wrong in simply just acknowledging them.
That falls under the category of stand up and keep showing us who you are,
Hmm.
and they did,
Yeah,
and they they haven't learned their lesson.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
So,
saying.
and I'm good with that, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
because if they're trying to do, who the scary ones are, and is like the Newsom, like he's stepping back and he's really trying to change his image right now,
Hmm.
and kind of like a chameleon, and trying to make you forget that he's a sleazeball and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And these people, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Keep showing us, who you really are. Stand
Mhm.
up,
Mhm. Yeah.
and
Yep,
and,
and that
and more
or
people are gonna flip.
or in this case, just stay sitting down.
And yeah, exactly. It's like,
Oh, man. But, you know, speaking of Newsom, so, the governor race, well, we don't know everybody yet, but Chad Bianco, I think he announced, to run for governor here. Um, I think he's an interesting one. I'd like to, hopefully we can get him on, have a conversation with him. I think that would be pretty cool. Um, but talking like local stuff, did you hear about that assembly bill that some guy introduced? I think from Santa Monica about changing the definition of homicide or the protections or something like that. It's AB 1333, and it would change the circumstances in which homicide is considered justifiable. So so the bill would change the homicide law by, it says, remove certain circumstances where homicide is justifiable, such as defense of property or a habitation. So, and it'll clarify when it was justifiable or not. So basically, if if you're in your house, right,
mhm.
and I don't know, I guess someone breaks in and you know you fucked around and found out, and you had to kill him, you could get charged with the homicide. So you're not like protected because you were in your own property. So
So what in the world would possess him to present a bill like that? What's the agenda behind it?
that's what I'm trying to figure out because you know I don't know. It seems like the Democratic Assembly here in California is, and we've seen it in the past, right? When they made that or they changed that law where you could steal up to
Oh
$1,000
yeah.
or whatever the fuck it was.
Mhm.
It's like, what'd that do? It just made it easier for people to say, okay, cool, I'm a steal. You know what I mean? Like you introduce this law and God forbid these fucking morons pass it. Like, what is that gonna do? It's gonna embolden people to be like, cool, I could break into this fucking house now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I wonder if the other flip side too is so they can bump certain statistic numbers up. So if rather than it being like self-defense or something like that, like
It'll be gun
for,
violence.
yep,
It's more than likely you're gonna shoot that motherfucker if he comes into your house.
yeah.
So yeah,
I
you're
think
right. You're
I
right.
think that's what's behind it. They just wanna boost they want think about it.
You're
They
fucking
want
right,
to
man.
continue they want to continue boosting that number up as time goes, they could go 2024 to 2028, it's increased this much, we need to take your weapons away.
Bro, you're I think you're fucking spot on, dude. Because when that law passed about the stealing, fucking didn't theft crimes go down?
They Yes, you're right. The manipulated numbers went down,
Yeah.
right? But the crimes actually went
But
up,
in
but
reality,
the arrests went down. The
yeah.
crime went up, they weren't
Mhm.
arresting people,
They were
the arrests went down.
so the numbers look skewed because, oh, this law is working. But
Mhm.
shout out to the people of California voted their reality
Oh, yeah, for
on that
sure.
one.
Mhm.
The reality was they're stealing shit. There was there's crimes taking place.
You could say reality or you could say common sense, so
But dude, I think you're right, man. I think that's I wouldn't put it past I wouldn't put it past them that they would use a bill like that to skew numbers on gun violence. And then like you said, yeah, look how much gun violence we've had since 2025 or whenever. And
yeah.
it's like, okay, yeah, we got to be more strict on already strict gun laws that we have here.
Yeah.
Because again, you're gonna, well, I know we would. We're gonna have to shoot a motherfucker if he comes in like that. But you know what I mean? Like, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to just kind of, you know, hand to hand combat? But what if he has a gun? You
Well,
know what I
that's what
mean?
I was gonna tell you. It's not gonna be hand to hand.
You gotta,
You,
I would be like,
you're gonna come up like Street Fighter,
yeah,
and then the other person's just gonna be like, boom, done.
dude. So, but that's been getting a lot of people have been talking about that here in California. Um, and it makes no sense. I would love to. Let me see if I can find his name. I think it's something Zerb. I'll find his name. I have to. Um, let's see. Because I would love, it's one of those things like where you love to talk to that guy, Rick Chavez. How do you say it? ZBUR? Zbur? Fuck it. Rick Chavez. That's what I'm going to call you.
You had to be a Latino. Come on,
I
man.
need you. Hey, Rick, hear me out. Rick, hear me out. Come on the podcast. Want to pick your brain on AB
Educate us.
1333. Let us know, man. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe you got stats that we don't know. Come on, let's talk. We're fellow Californians. Convince us. Why we need AB 13333.
Yeah. Educate these ignorant Latinos
Yeah,
with you, you
because
know,
you're in government. You got to be smart, brother.
yeah.
So
You know what's better, what's
yeah,
best for
yeah.
us.
So come on the show. We'd love to have a chat with you.
Make it
And
make sense.
yes, please. That make it make sense series. Let's go. Let's go, Rick Chavez. Yeah, he won't come on.
No. Gonna be Latino free minds? Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what? What are you guys talking about? You're supposed to be on this side. You're supposed to think the way that we tell you to think. What is wrong with you?
Yeah. So, call your representatives, tell them that you disagree heavily, you're opposed heavily AB 1333 cuz I mean, I think everyone has the right to protect their home and their family. And if people want to mess around and go into your home, you know, and do whatever it is they want to do, there's consequences for actions. And you know when it comes to your family, those consequences are going to be more severe for others.
Yeah. Oh man. This there's a
So
lot going on, man.
yeah, no, there's all kinds of other stuff, dude. We haven't even talked about the Trump Zelensky and Vance thing. Shout out to Trump and Vance for that. I thought that was
Hey,
cool.
but let's we're a little bit over an hour, but
Yeah, yeah.
uh, about that,
Uh-huh.
dude, I thought it was perfect the way everything went down.
Mm-hmm.
They just exposed the hypocrisy, the the level of disrespect
Mm-hmm.
that we've been getting, and people just digging into our pockets like it's their right.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're digging into our pockets like, bitch, that's my money.
Mm-hmm.
We're just getting punked. We're
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were. We were. And he fucked up when he was like, you don't feel it now, but you will. I was like, Trump said,
everybody's gonna
Trump
feel
said,
it.
excuse me.
You're gonna feel it.
Excuse me. He's like, you don't know that. He's like, we're gonna feel strong. That's right, fool.
But that's
No, I think you're right. It all went down perfectly to where, if you watch the full 40 minutes, which if you haven't, I suggest you do, because you'll see how it kind of built up to that. they're trying to talk to this guy about peace and ceasefires, which I mean, come on, like isn't that what we're trying to do here? Stop people from dying, killing each other?
His people.
His people. Exactly. It's like so they're kind of pushing the ceasefire thing and I don't know. It seems like Zelensky and some of the media people that were asking questions, I think what they were trying to do is trying to get Trump to say, "Yeah, we're on your side and like your side only." And
But this is
Trump
what a lot of
wasn't
people
saying that.
don't.
Trump was like, "I'm in the middle. I want to get this figured out."
Mhm.
And they weren't liking that. They
Yeah,
kept they kept egging that part of it. It's like,
yeah.
"Commit to us." And it's like, "I'm not gonna commit
But
to you."
Zelensky kept opening his mouth though,
That too.
and, he kept wanting to insert, um, and display his hatred towards,
Mhm.
Putin. And
Mhm.
you know what? I'm not saying he's wrong for having hate or not liking the dude,
Mhm.
but when you're at the highest level of a politician, to be diplomatic, to serve
Mhm.
your people's best interest, and you have to have that composure.
Mhm.
This guy has no composure, and
Yeah.
this is what, if you didn't know this, Zelensky was an actor,
Mhm.
and guess what role he played on a TV show?
Let
A
me guess.
president.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
And it's a game, you guys, everybody out there listening, it's a game.
Mhm.
Trump exposed the game. If you catch that part where um, he says something to the effect that this interview is going on a little bit longer than it should,
Mhm.
and we're talking about, and something to that effect, but he goes, "But I did it on purpose. I wanted this."
Mhm. I wanted people to see this. Yeah.
Yes.
And then
So
and
what?
then even Trump said what you said right now when he's like, hear the way he's talking, he has a lot of hate
Mhm.
for Putin, and he's like, and they're in war, so he even said like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like you're trying to end it, right?
Yep.
And I think
But
that's an important point because it's like if you're a leader in anything, dude, if you're a leader in your company, you're a leader in your house, a leader wherever, right? If you're the lead person, you can't be emotional and you
mhm.
can't be, that's what I saw. I just saw an emotional, you know, man that
Look, he was trying to be an alpha in that situation, or, run with the pack,
nah.
and it's like, "Look,
Yeah.
you came to us. You're Don't forget that you're digging into our pockets, buddy,
Mhm.
and not Trump's pockets or JD's, the vice president's pockets.
It's the
It's
American
our
people.
pockets. It's
Mhm.
our pockets." So, the vice president had a really good point, is you're gonna come to the Oval Office,
Mhm.
and you're going to demand certain things, and get this, is that the negotiation had happened prior to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's not like they were still negotiating. It's like,
They were there to sign the
yeah.
deal.
So the level of disrespect is, like, unbelievable. It's
Mhm.
unbelievable.
Yeah. And
And
I'm glad they
you
told him you can leave.
the cherry on top,
Mhm.
it was when, Trump was giving the address, he talks about the letter that he received earlier that day
Yeah.
from him, and it just shows you that when you're strong like that,
Mhm.
and it's almost like when you're playing poker, you got all the freaking chips, and you can throw your weight around.
Mhm.
You can throw your stack around a little bit or a lot of bit.
Mhm.
But how is this person that doesn't really bring my goodness, I can't even, it's like, how are you gonna go into that situation and demand things, or say, things that were already negotiated are not gonna be good enough? Because essentially that's what he was saying. He was saying that, a ceasefire was not gonna be good enough.
Mhm.
And in this agreement, look, I don't even know why people were asking these in other interviews. Is that why was it so bad that Zelensky just wanted an answer from Trump if the ceasefire didn't work and Putin broke his word?
Hmm.
Well, and it's like, look, we're making an agreement. We're actually investing into mining, these precious, you know,
Hmm.
earth
Minerals
minerals
and shit
or
like that.
whatever
Yeah.
the frick they call them, and they're going to be invested. Do you think that the United States is going to allow for the people that are there in harm's way, you know, and they might be getting the precious earth minerals or whatever it's called get stolen, or that potential asset being taken or in
Hmm.
jeopardy? They're not going to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. He wanted them to say that basically, if Putin does do something, we're gonna fuck him up. That's what he wanted them to hear him say. And they're like, no, we're not gonna say that because you don't
They're,
know.
they're trying they're trying to negotiate a peace deal. That's why they're not going to say it.
Yeah. Yeah. They
It's like
don't.
you have to be neutral.
Hmm.
It's like,
Yeah, you're the guy in the
so
middle.
we're negotiating a deal for you
Hmm.
it's gonna work out in your interest, our interest, in the other side's interest. Now I'm gonna go talk to
Hmm.
the other side. I'm gonna negotiate something that's in their best interest, our best interest,
And
and your
yours.
best
Yep.
interest.
Hmm.
You can't just go, yeah, we're on your side and we got your back 100%. Fuck him.
And now let's
And
make a
then you're
deal with
gonna go,
him.
yeah, now I'm gonna go talk to him.
Fucking dumbass.
That's what I'm telling you. It's like the adults are back in the room,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they just displayed it right there. It's all these red lines and this and that. It's like, no, those are just words. Those
Hmm.
are just words.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
No.
you draw the red line and they step over the red line and then they stare you in the eyes and go, "What? What are
Hmm.
you gonna do?" And that's
Hmm.
what they did to Obama. That's what they did to Biden. And, it could have been on purpose or whatever. It could have just been posturing, trying to make it seem like
Yeah.
they're America first, but they've never been America first.
No. Nope. You're right, man. Except this time around, the Trump advance said they both
This is what they
literally did.
did. This is what they did. He's over here trying to dig into our pockets even more, and they went like this.
Yeah. Get the, they said, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Wear a suit next time.
Yep. I never understood it. I don't know why I don't know.
No,
He's
I
like
think
I
they
said, he's
handled
at
that
the
good.
highest level,
Yeah.
being a diplomat, and he goes in there with his
With this tracksuit.
freaking whatever that thing is.
Nah, yeah. We've always, me and Letty here, like, we've always said that, like, dude, why didn't this fool just, when he comes here or he's out representing his country, like, you know, I don't know, wear a suit. I don't know, just look the part. I don't know. Maybe that's, I don't know.
Just be
Maybe that's,
presentable.
yeah, you know, dress, but whatever.
Yeah. No, but
Next time he'll wear a suit.
yeah, yeah. He's all, well, I'm wearing this writing this letter. I'm wearing a suit. He takes a selfie. He's like
Is a bow tie okay?
a tuxedo. He's like, I'm wearing a tux as I write this letter in my
No,
appreciation for everything that you do and you have done
yeah,
in the American people.
yeah.
It's like,
No, I think they handle that well. And it's good. It's good to be able to see it because I'm sure that's how the conversations go behind, when the cameras are off. But it's good to. I thought it was good to see it. Something that something like that. I've never seen something like that when it comes to, like, the president of the United States and another leader just talking like
Yeah.
that, like just being real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah. I think Zelensky was acting like a tough guy
Yeah,
there.
he was. He
Yeah.
had. I think he saw, like you said, he's an actor. He saw the cameras, and I think he was trying
Oh
to
yeah,
make
he
his.
went
He was
acting
trying
like
to
he
make
was.
his moment for more sympathy, and
Mhm.
they're like, "No, bro, you ain't doing that here."
No, I think he was like in front of these cameras. I'm gonna overstep. I'm gonna overreach, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
get more out of these people. And they said, "Fuck no." He's like,
Yeah, yeah. Shit. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. But no, I think back to normal now on the podcast.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
uh, we'll be back next week. Gio and Christian actually are gonna try to do the other one. Uh,
okay,
don't mind us. They recorded one on Tuesday, so that one will drop tomorrow. Um, yeah, we're just trying to mix it up, see what happens.
nice.
So yeah, we'll we'll be back next week. Um, we'll see what. I feel like a lot happens in 1 week, so we'll see what's up when we're on next week. Like I said, I'm gonna try to see if I can get Bianco on, and then obviously anybody else that says they're gonna run for governor in California, I'll see if we can get them on. Kind of do the know your candidate thing again for that election, and obviously, local, so super important because a lot of the candidates that we had in the last cycle, it's like we couldn't vote for these people, good people, but they're not in our districts, not on our ballots. We couldn't vote for
Mhm.
them. But when it comes to this governor, that's all our ballots. So
Yeah,
hopefully we can speak to most of them, and then I think at the end of it, whoever ends up being the nominee, hopefully it's somebody strong, and hopefully you know we can all, in a sense, rally together and just get this, turn this state around. So we'll see what happens.
yeah. Um, Clean up the shenanigans,
Hmm.
and we'll be red.
Yeah, yeah. Voter ID. Let's get it.
That's it.
That's all we need.
That's it.
That's all we need, man. Hey, Rick Chavez, come on, man. That's all we need.
Homicide, really? Come on,
Really? Can we get voter ID first?
make it make sense.
No, and that's the thing, dude. If and then a thought I had is if the Democrats are so confident in their platform, in their policies, their agenda, with that they're for the people, and what everything that they're that confident in their stance and all that. It's like why are they so opposed to voter ID then? Because they would just win anyways, right? They're they're the party of the people. You know what I mean? What scares them so much about voter ID? It's just a thought. I don't know.
Well,
It's interesting.
they hide behind the racism thing with the voter ID. I could tell you that.
Well, yeah, they do. But even
But
then, really, everybody has an ID. It's easy to get one. You can get it. I think when you're 16, you can go and get it. So it's just about taking the time, going and getting it. Right? It's not that hard.
yeah,
People have their licenses. A lot of people drive. A lot of voters drive. Um, so everybody has an ID. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. They use the race part, which is kind of pretty fucking racist if you think about it.
yeah.
It's like, oh, the minorities are too stupid to go get a fucking ID, so we can't make that a law. That's what they're saying, but hey, I didn't say it.
Well,
That's what they said
yeah. So what they're saying is that they're too stupid to get an ID, but we want them to vote
for us.
because they're stupid.
Hey, that's what they said. We're just telling you what they said. Don't get mad at us.
Don't shoot the messengers.
Yeah. You just never heard it this way, but that's exactly what they're saying. So, you know, demand voter ID because you're not stupid.
Exactly. Hey, that's a good slogan.
That's a clip
Demand voter ID
because you're not
because you ain't
stupid.
stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. There you go. Bianco, you can use that. All right. Well, that was a good one. Um, well, um, you got anything else?
No, I mean there's a lot, but we'll save it. I mean
Yeah,
it'll be
it's a
for it.
lot. There's
Yeah.
a lot. But no, it's good to be back. Recording again, doing the show again. Um, you guys, I was when you were kind of cutting out, I was like, no, you guys did pretty good on the shows you guys did. So they were entertaining. I was laughing. So
We had
that's
some
cool.
technical difficulties along the way there, but
The episode where you took out the calculator and you're like, I don't even know what number this is. Dude, I was laughing. Uh,
at work we work with millions, like 5 million and shit like that. But it's like that that's too many numbers, too many commas. Fuck. It just
uh,
pisses me off. And then on top of it,
they're wasting it.
they're wasting it. We should just end because I'm gonna get mad again.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to share the show. Yeah, look out for Latino Free Minds, and then Don't Mind Us with Christine and Gio. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got. Peace be with you.
Peace be with you.